everyone. We're back for another episode of It Starts With Plastic Free. Phil and Corey here. Corey, how are you doing?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Excellent. Right. And this is one I enjoy the conversation, and it keeps, every time we talk about this with other people, it gets deeper and wider. And what is greenwashing?
Yeah.
And it's an article that I've started to see a lot on blogs, in papers, in magazines, both consumer and commercial and business magazines.
Yeah.
But I thought we might just touch on that because people have heard the term, but sometimes, as Alex said before, what is greenwashing? So, what is greenwashing?
Well, I'll give you a definition from National Geographic. So, greenwashing is a form of misinformation often used to entice an aspiring green consumer. Companies promising to be sustainable but biodegradable, environmentally conscious, sometimes fail to meet these promises they make to consumers. So yeah, why do? They do it purely to gain consumers who are hungry for sustainability in this current world.
So it's misleading,
yeah,
and or deceiving.
Yes.
I get the feeling sometimes there might be some of these small businesses out there that think we'll get on the bandwagon and not actually entirely certain that they are greenwashing, but are greenwashing because they've got partial information that's in there, which you have a couple of examples of.
Yeah.
And we've spoken to some small businesses out there that think they're doing the right thing, but they're not. But yeah, the big corporates come under fire.
Yes.
Which I'll come back to after, because I remember one of the meetings we had in Sydney last year. But what examples have you had that have been sort of blown out there?
Oh, just one that I love is the whole like a jeans company saying, hey, we're using 25% less water in our new sustainable jeans range. Now, 25% less water than what, Phil? Is that 25% less water than jeans made out of, a bamboo fabric or hemp? Or is it 25% less water than what they were using, which was actually a pretty crappy process they were using? So
the intentions are, I'm getting a good feel that this is using less water.
It's a good feel, but it's not measurable, truly measurable. I hate that. Rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yourself?
Yeah. Look, there's one that annoys me, and I was with my mum at her house, and she had a green garbage bag, and it was meant to be a bio bag, but it wasn't a bio bag. And I won't name the brand, but she thought she was doing the right thing, putting all the green food waste in there to be able to put in the green bin.
Yeah.
And then when I read the packaging, I said, Mum, it says 50% compostable. So what was the other 50%? It was plastic. Now it's useless.
Yeah.
Like, you can't put something that's 50% compostable in a compost bin.
Yeah, correct.
And so that's gone into, and so why couldn't that brand, who's big enough and strong enough to go 100%, obviously because cost potentially, but I found that a real mislead. And the real misleading piece is when I looked at the carton, it didn't have the sealing logo under the program, but it had a different type of leaf logo that looked really similar.
Yeah, okay.
And sort of had that light coloured green, so the consumer's going to think, I'm doing the right thing here because it's not a white plastic bag, even though this same brand sells the white plastic ones. And that is that subtle, misleading.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I don't think the ACCC would ever pick up a brand on that.
No, they've done it cleverly.
Yeah, that's a very clever one. Bit like so in the wipe space, very similar. There's 50% biodegradable wipes out there. And then 50% plastic. Now, obviously, as manufacturers of compostable wipes, we know there's no reason why there should be 50% plastic in there. That's only a cost function. Yeah, or
I've read some packaging where they say made from biodegradable materials, but it doesn't say it's 100%, 10%, 5%. Like, what is that? And that's another mislead. And I think that's where the ACCC should actually get involved in when you make a statement. I think we touched on this last year about organics.
Yes.
Like, if you're an organic, you should be organic certified.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you shouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah.
It's like a wine in France. You can't call it champagne unless it's made the champagne.
Yeah, correct. Well, that brings me to again, infused with organic aloe vera in a pack of wipes. Now, a pack of wipes, as we've probably covered before, 25% material, 74% water, and 1% aloe vera. Now, this organic aloe vera takes prime spot on the pack, but it's not against the law, but it's just a bit misleading as a lead for a product. When the other 75%, when the 25% is plastic, we've got.
Yeah, if it's a plastic, that's sort of the playing the heartstrings on. We're doing the right thing here, but
we're still rubbing plastic all over ourselves
and dumping in a landfill. Yeah. This topic though also gets me in terms of, I see now, speaking to some corporate companies and some of the clients that we deal with. So last year I remember when we went to Sydney with one of the biggest retailers in the country, and we're at their office and we're talking about compostable products that we had and flushable.
Yes.
And I remember as we walked out of that meeting and she said to us, we've got to be really careful because a company of our size, a brand of our size, the ACCC will take us to task. And it was almost now, what I wanted to say to them at the time was, so you're making decisions to stay with plastic because by going to something that's compostable but you're concerned that you can't back it up is a safer option. Yeah. And it's almost, I'm not sure if it's a convenient excuse for some retailers to stay the non-composting way or the non-green way, or they are concerned that their brand might be taken to task. And obviously, someone's asked on the line at a big business like that. But
and maybe that's where greenwashing regulations through the ACCC has a negative effect on them just being able to make freer choices.
There would have to be a simpler way. But I think this leads back to consumers who are the ones pulling out their credit card and buying the shopping every day of the week, understanding what is green. Yep. Let's go back to the native aloe vera. If I am in the market and I don't give a shit about plastic and I say, okay, it's native organic aloe vera, I'll buy it based on that, fine. But if I am looking for, okay, it's staying as native organic aloe vera, but I also want it to be environmentally friendly, that's a green term sometimes, environmentally friendly. We need to educate. I'd like to see maybe schools bringing this into programs for kids to really get smart on identifying where all the bullshit is between the grey bits and being clear on that.
There's a job for you, Phil.
What, schools? What do you reckon? Well, I don't know about going back into schools, but if there's any teachers out there watching and you'd like to get involved in that, Corey and I would be happy to pass on some information, as with our customer service team, on how to identify the greenwashing side and also educating what is there. But more importantly, it's if we get an understanding of what is greenwashing, what is truly green, and what to decipher between ingredients and what to look for on packaging, I think that we're going to improve it, because that, when people don't buy things for various reasons, and I always say that the bullshit radar is very sharp now with the consumer, then we can actually sharpen it up and get better at it. But
just quickly on that, it's interesting as well. I think there's a minimum font size you have to use on packets for medical products, but in supermarkets, pretty sure there's no minimum size, because there's certain these aren't strong enough to read some of the packets on the shelf. So
it's like that made in PRC one. But anyway, until next time when it starts with plastic free, join us then. But again, throw us any lines or comments. Don't forget to subscribe and have that conversation around the table. What is greenwashing? And then link them back to the show. We'll see you next time. Cheers.